Charlotte Rampling. Would you please? What can I offer you to drink?
Some water, please.
Some water.
Then I'll maybe make a little bit of sense.
You want to, what's it, spritzer?
No, just straight water.
Straight water?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excusez la main gauche. You speak French because you live in the neighborhood of Paris, do you?
Yes,
and
just
you're
outside
married
Paris.
To a French composer?
Yes, I am.
And you even speak French in your films?
Yes.
But we will speak English.
All right.
Okay. Cheers.
Yes.
I said, welcome in Holland, welcome in Rotterdam. Have you ever seen a Dutch film?
No, unfortunately, I haven't.
Do you have a vague idea about what a Dutch film might look like?
Is it so different?
I just wondered. Because we all have ideas about, let's say, the image of a Swedish film.
Yes.
People always talking about marriage problems. On hand, yeah, isn't it? More or
Yes.
less. We have ideas about the British films.
Yes.
Class struggle. The
Yes.
French films. Complicated love stories. What do you think a Dutch film would take as a subject?
It's a very difficult question.
I don't know either.
I am here in Holland, so I don't want to make a complete fool of myself.
No, but we love fools too.
You do. You suffer them lightly?
No, don't worry. I know you used to be beaten up in films, but I'll treat you very gently, don't worry.
Right, we are actually evading the question, are we not? Because I'm obviously not feeling very up to answering what a Dutch film should be like.
Okay, but you...
But I have just worked with a Dutch actor.
Great, and how was
Derek
that?
de Lint, and he was gorgeous.
To see and to play?
To do everything with.
To do everything.
Well, I mean, within the bounds of making a film,
of
you
course,
understand.
Of course. No, because I ask this because you have such an experience in different kind of countries, different kind of companies. You have all this international kind of joints nowadays, if you can use that word. I mean, you have this Dutch company you just worked for. There's Italian, French companies who do that together. Does it all country to country?
Yes, it differs, obviously, but what I think is interesting in making films, especially if you're a European actor, I'm not talking about the United States, but I think what's interesting in European productions now is the mélange, is the mixture of all different countries in Europe getting together and not making middle-of-the-road films like transatlantic films trying to get to the American market, but making really European pictures about European culture and European ways of life and European problems. And I think this is very, very interesting. And I think because I'm an Anglo-Saxon, basically English, so therefore, though the English don't like to consider themselves Europeans, I consider myself a European. I speak French, so I can make French productions, and then I can obviously make other films in other countries in Europe in the English language, using a kind of mixed culture, which I think makes a very interesting cinema, and that seems to be where I'm sort of moving, or where I seem to want to go, is into a European-type cinema.
Do you think European cinema is more interesting than, let's say, American cinema nowadays?
I don't think cinema should be compared, and that's why I think that competition is always so difficult in films. I think festivals, perhaps like a festival of Rotterdam, where you show lots of different cinemas, but you don't compare them, you just show them so that people can make up their own minds what kind of cinema they like. And I think festivals like this are very important because you can see films that you wouldn't necessarily see because maybe they don't have a distributor for their country, because they're special types of pictures which wouldn't have necessarily a commercial market. And a lot of very, very fine pictures and very fine filmmakers have made their careers through festivals because they've been able to show people what they can do. And little by little, it's in fact the audiences that choose what films they want to see. As long as they're shown, as long as they're shown in,
to make their choice. It's very often the distributors
exactly.
make
As
the
long
choice.
as they do have a choice, and sometimes they don't have a choice, and sometimes festivals can perhaps help people to make that choice.
Sometimes. But I ask this question, especially because you worked in the United States, and I have the impression that you prefer to work in Europe.
I think I feel that my affinity, very deep down, is European. I feel at home in Europe. I don't feel at home in America.
Is it less artistic?
It's
More commercial?
Yes, it's more commercial. I don't think they're so concerned about the emotional reality that I'm concerned about. It's much more commercial. It's more soap opera type drama. I'm talking about the commercial. I'm not talking about the independents. I'm not talking about the small companies that are making very good films in America. I'm talking about the films that we see in cinemas now commercially.
But there's more discipline. It's more professional.
Yes, but that doesn't mean to say it's necessarily better because it's professional.
But you like professional filmmakers, do you?
Yes, but professionalism is knowing what you're doing. If you're a technician, you know what your job is. If you're a director, what your job is. If you're an actor, you know what your job is. And then when you know the technique of the, then it's up to the improvisation of the moment to be able to give magic or not. As long as you basically know technically what you're doing, if all the crew and the actors know technically what they should do, and I think all over Europe now there's a very high standard of technical quality, then you just let go and let the magic and the moment take over. I think in America they're less likely to give you time to make that kind of magic happen.
Now, you recently worked with a Japanese director, Oshima, for Max Mon Amour. Was it very Japanese? I mean, a diplomat's wife having an affair with a monkey doesn't sound very Japanese to me.
No, I wonder what country I could put that down to. I don't think we'll choose a country, do you?
No, unless you want to escape conformity or something like that.
I think I'm escaping all the time. That I won't deny. I'm continually escaping, I'm sure. But Oshima is completely Japanese, and the way he works is completely Japanese. And when I talked before about the mixing of cultures, to me this was a very, very exciting mix, because Japan is a very mysterious and different country.
But it was shot here in Europe.
It was shot in Europe. It was produced by Serge Silberman. It was written in collaboration with Jean-Claude Carrière. It was done in French and English at the same time. Sometimes we speak English, sometimes we speak French.
As a diplomat's wife, you could speak both languages in the film.
Right, and my husband could too. And it was all shot in France with French technicians. And
what was it like to act with a monkey? It wasn't a real one, but it looked
it was real enough to me, because, I mean, we're always playing in cinema.
What was in...
It's supposed to be real in cinema, but I believe that monkey was absolutely real, like as real as you are sitting in front of me. Please don't
I'm not fishing for compliments, don't worry. But I just wondered, what is in the monkey?
What is in the monkey?
Yeah. Was it a human being for sure, but was it a man or a woman?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of talking about what's inside the monkey.
A dwarf?
No. But that makes it deformed and strange. This is a very lovely, funny story. I'm not going to talk about what was inside the monkey. To me, it was flesh and blood.
Of course, while you acted.
Yes.
But sipping coffee, he took off his mask. What was behind that? I just want to know.
It's a secret.
Yes? Nobody... Because it's funny, you see. I think we should give credit to that person who played that monkey so beautifully.
We should.
Yes, so let's do it.
No.
No?
Max is Max.
Max is Max. But how was it to play as if you were in love with a monkey? I mean, you're used to older lovers, Robert Mitchum or Newton or Newman. Newton somewhere else.
There's another famous Newton
I know. Something to do with electricity too. Philippe Noiret, whatever.
Right.
And how old was the monkey? Perhaps you can tell us something about that. He must have been older.
The monkey was an adult, so he was a consenting partner.
But what did you make... How did you make the choice? Because you read a lot of scripts, that's well known.
Yes.
What was in the script that you said, yes, I'm going to do it? Because reading a story about the monkey it's a rather bizarre story, you have to admit.
But it was totally original, and I think every artist likes to seek the original. I think perhaps I do push that quite far sometimes. But that's the road I like to take. And this was one of the most original scripts I read for a very long time. And Oshima is one of the most original directors, I think, of our time. He's very avant-garde and very unique. And the mixture of all that was far too good to resist.
But how do you judge a script? You read them. Your castle somewhere outside Paris, reading scripts the whole day.
Yes, paint an image of a star reading.
Of course, it's all pink, I presume.
Yes, it's all pink. I swan down in lifts and furs.
Do you read a script? Do you read them yourself, or you have someone hired?
I actually read them myself.
Ah, great. Yes. But tell me, how do you judge the script?
I think you sort of get a buzz from a script, because I do read a lot of scripts from different countries, and you just get a feeling about something, and it's a feeling which is a mixture of the person that you know is going to be directing it, maybe other actors also that you know are going to be in it, but sometimes you just get a script and you don't know who the director is, or maybe it's a young director who hasn't done work that
Is it important for you to know if the director is a new man, or if he is able to do something? Are you going to inform about the man who is directing the film?
Yes, afterwards. If the script is tempting and the story is something that you feel you want to do, then if it's a young director who hasn't done work, so you can't really see much of what he's done on film, then it's the sort of complicity or rapport that you have meeting him or her.
Because you worked with a lot of directors, but you never worked with the same director twice. I mean,
maybe they've never asked me to do another film.
Are you that difficult to work with?
I don't know. But
or is it just like a love affair? You had them once and you don't want to see them again? No, I'm not in...
I think I was supposed to say that, not you.
Sorry, you said that once. That's why I'm... No.
You're quoting me, you mean?
I'm quoting you, yeah.
Yes, in a sense, is that I suppose what happens is quite often in the history of cinema, what has happened is that a director has fallen in love with an actress and has done a film with her, or has fallen in love while he's made the film, and then they go off and live together and carry on making films together. But you can sort of fall in love while you're making a film, but in a sort of metaphorical way, in an abstract way. And I suppose I've never walked off and gone and lived with my director and then made another film with him.
Do you also read books, for example, that might make a good film?
Yes, I do.
And do you inform people, I just read the book, you have to make a script out of that or something?
Yes, it's not quite as easy as that, because quite often I think actors are very shy people, funnily enough, although we expose ourselves to the general public all the time. I think an actor actually is a very shy person, and I tried doing it that way, but I found it very difficult to go up to somebody and say, in reverse, would you do this film with me? I found that very difficult. I think I would rather be chosen than be the person that has to choose who I want to work with.
Because I wonder if you move, for example, like they did in the 40s or 30s, in literary circles where writers, actors, intellectuals meet, discuss about film. Does it still exist, that kind of climate, that kind of group?
I think you can get that sort of climate, perhaps in film festivals. This is why I think film festivals are important, and there are more and more of them, perhaps too many. I don't know. I don't think there are too many, but some people say there are too many now around the world. But I think that it can happen during a film festival when a lot of people who are interested in film get together and suddenly a meeting is made, or somebody who you'd never even thought of, you suddenly are having complicity or.
But that's not the reason why you live in the neighborhood of Paris, for example.
I don't think it matters where you live now. Oh. It really doesn't. It's not Hollywood as it was. It no longer exists. It doesn't matter where you live, as long as you move around and you're open enough to be able to communicate as much as you can and as much as you want to. It doesn't actually matter where geographically you live. I think you must live in a place that you feel comfortable in. That's all.
I can imagine that every morning the postman doesn't only ring twice, but brings packets and packets of new scripts for you.
There's a milkman as well who comes afterwards. Yes.
What do I have to do to get you in my film?
What do you have to do to get me in your film?
Yeah.
Well, we could start now. You could say, I have a subject.
I have a subject?
Yes.
You want to know the subject?
Do you want to talk about it later?
I want you to play an ordinary housewife in a kind of David Spielberg, or in a Steven Spielberg film.
In a Steven Spielberg film, yeah, I would be interested. But not
ordinary
with
housewife.
Yes, but not with anybody else, because it wouldn't be an ordinary housewife with Steve Spielberg.
Oh no, meanwhile, I mean, the saucers you do while doing the dishes may be flying saucers.
Yes, and I would then sort of get onto the dish that came out of the washing field, I would sit on it and fly away, so it wouldn't be an ordinary housewife. It might start as an ordinary housewife, but it would be transformed into something completely
But why do you never play an ordinary housewife?
Why do you think I never play an ordinary housewife?
Because you are...
I don't look like an ordinary housewife,
you
perhaps.
Oh, that's just a question of maquillage and another kind of cloth, I'm afraid. We can all look like ordinary housewives.
Yes, we can. You're absolutely right. Yes, of course.
Even I could.
Yes.
Yes. I wonder, because you have this image of the cool, standoffish. I looked that up in a dictionary. Beautiful word, standoffish.
Mm.
But is that the real Charlotte Rampling? No, I see now. Very warm, very spontaneous. But in the film, you're not.
Yes, but I don't think, well, not for me personally. I think that to play myself is the most boring thing that I could possibly play, so I have no intention of playing it. And I am a housewife, I am married, I have kids, and I have to do all those things that every other woman does every day of my life, but I'm not going to do that in films.
No, but you always play the same kind of person.
Not really. You don't think you've looked well enough.
Mysterious looking, always this kind of...
I've got those sort of eyes that just slit across and look mysterious, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do anything about your morphology.
No, but there is an atmosphere of trees around you, too, in the films. You do a kind of forbidden things.
Yes. But they're so exciting to do, and you can imagine doing them on film. You can't really you can't get away with them so well in real life. No, not at all, because you have to pay the consequences in real life. In films, you can do them and just walk off the set and say, "Ha
no AIDS
leave that there, right? No AIDS, no prisons. I can be a criminal. I can be a vamp. I can do anything I want and get away with it."
That's why you said that film for you is a kind of psychoanalysis.
Yes.
But you must be cured by now.
Cured? No, I think it gets worse, actually.
Yeah?
Yes.
I must say, I love talking with you, because I was really afraid to have this interview with you. I thought, she is going to be so cool. She's going to answer every question in 1-2 seconds. And she had these hundreds of interviews, and they're all about the same subject, all about her cool eyes.
That standoffishness.
That standoffish lady. And there she was, the spontaneous
Sitting offish.
Charlotte Rampling. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.